Good to be back just on the field, you know, and even when you're only gone 5 or 6 days, it feels like forever when you go through the course of the year where you're getting to see everyone every day. So it's just good to be back in, you know, and continue to use these practices, especially these early ones, in almost a developmental fashion. That's part of the big thing with a bowl game is not so much 15 practices or however many it ends up being. I don't even know the exact count, but it's not so much that many, you know, just to get ready for TCU, not taking away. It's just as big, and they would be saying the same thing, to keep developing young guys and extra spring ball. So that's what the first 2 days have felt a little bit like, and it's fun to do that with these guys and get extra work with the young guys.
How is it? How's it been going so far? The first 2 days.
A little rusty, coming off 6 days, and you know, and you got a lot of guys, in fairness to them, that have run a lot of scout team all year. You know, so all of a sudden they're hearing the terminology that some of them haven't done a whole lot of that since fall camp. So it's a little rusty, but you know, they're getting a lot out of it in terms of, you know, we're able to coach off it and work off it, and you know, we'll look to have our best one tomorrow out of the 3.
What kind of is this week like with the developmental stuff, all the recruiting stuff happening, finals coming up? Is it just kind of a weird week?
Yeah, like drinking out of a fire hose. You know, I mean, it's just constantly things are happening. But it's kind of fun that way, because as coaches, that's what we're used to. These players are used to that. I mean, they've always got demands of school, demands of the weight room, demands of everything. So they're used to it, you know. But it's and we're you know, usually by nature, in this football world, we're at our best when we're at, you know, when we're busiest. So it's a good thing. It's challenging, but it's what you want.
As far as some of the young guys through the first couple of days, is there anyone that's jumped out at you, or is it still too early?
Too early. Gotcha. Yeah, no one's really jumped out as far as that goes. But you're excited about, you know, seeing them and knowing what this means compared to last year when we weren't practicing at this time, and what this can do for those guys going into next fall, knowing that, you know, we lose a lot of key seniors, so it'll be big. These reps are all big.
Is that something that you're seeing as far as the motivation from the group? Because this is not like a thing that happened every year in the past for these scout teams.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's definitely something. They're excited about it. They're embracing it, and they earned it. You know, I mean, it's tough to go through this conference, and you know, half the teams lose every week. People have all these expectations, but they forget half the country, half the teams lose. So they've earned it, and they've found a way to, you know, to put themselves in this spot. And yes, they're definitely embracing and excited about this opportunity, because there's no guarantees year in and year out that you're just going to be in another bowl game, or, you know, or win an X amount of Pac-12 games. So it's you got to appreciate them when they're here.
Can a player really move up the depth chart on the performance in these sort of things, or is it just teaching?
Oh no, you always can be. We're always competing. I mean, the idea. I mean, so yeah, you're being evaluated every day on everything you do. So yes, they can, and you know, but as much as anything, sometimes even if you don't expect it to happen going into the bowl game, you know, these are just extra reps to prepare you to be better in 2019.
You guys have had a number of injuries at offensive line. What have you kind of liked about the way guys have shuffled and filled in as a result?
They just haven't blinked. They haven't complained about it. They haven't, you know, made excuses about it. They're going at it, you know, and attacking it. And guys who get moved around by position, you know, don't complain about the mental side of that. They just, you know, whatever we need to do. So you just appreciate that, you know, even when things aren't perfect. I appreciate it if guys are laying it on the line and competing, you know, with everything they got, and that's all you can ask. And that's what these guys do. They're a great bunch that way.
I got a philosophical question.
All right.
Obviously, you want to win the bowl game.
Yes.
To be in a bowl game or to win a bowl game?
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know, it probably depends on who you ask. You know, I know. It's my first time through it though. You know, so I'm kind of figuring it out as I go. All I know right now is these practices, even if they're developmental, even if they're not, you know, truly breaking up in scout teams, these are extremely important. So right now today, these are extremely important. But guaranteed, as we get closer, any game you play in, that's important to win. You know, I mean, that's important. So as we get closer to it, right now today though, you know, what we're doing practice wise, these mean something. These matter, and they're extremely important. So that's what we're focused on at this moment. But probably ask me on December 25th, and it's going to be very important to find a way. Yeah, find a way to you know, do everything we can to win that ball game.
From that standpoint, how much do these practices differ from, say, like an FCS playoff practice that you go for?
This one right now?
That you've done in the past, like these developmental practices.
Well, this is night and day.
Okay.
I mean, the playoffs are the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I mean, you wouldn't have Addy not suited or Malik not suited or that. So it's night and day different. This is closer to spring ball with maybe some of your older guys either injured or out. That's what this is. Where, yeah, FCS playoffs those are playoffs. It's win or go home. So, yeah, you're doing everything you did all year. And guys, not necessarily you want to prepare, but you're doing everything you did all year, just like you did throughout the league. Where this right now is a little different.
Is that transferable at all? Your experience preparing for postseason then, preparing for postseason now, or not at all?
It will be as we get closer to the game. That's the way I'd say it. As we get closer to the game and we get more in that 6-7 days out where it feels like more like a game week, yes. Right now, like I said, this feels more like, just what we talked about, just developmental. So this right now is quite a bit different. 2 weeks from now, it'll be a week from now, it'll start to feel, very similar.
During this developmental stuff, what kind of have you seen from the older guys? Are they on the sidelines, coaching the younger guys or talking? What have you seen kind of from their leadership?
Yeah, they do a great job of that. They care. They're involved in it. They're just, they're smart. They're smart people. They're focused people. They're driven people. That's why they're here at Cal. So when they get in situations like this, they're not just off kind of floating. Their eyes are on it. They're seeing what's going on. They're coaching up young guys, and that's just how they're wired. So yeah, you see that great leadership come out in them. Once they're done kind of doing the program they are with the strength staff.
What's Chase's role during this thing? Is he already starting to work on TCU and stuff like that?
Which Chase?
Garbers.
Oh yeah,
the quarterback.
Yeah, I gotcha. I didn't know if
Number
you meant.
7.
I know, but I didn't know if you meant Chase Forrest's role too. But no, he's developing. He's developing right now. So no, not one time out there because we're not doing anything scout team wise. So everything we're doing is against our defense. So not one time out there are we talking about TCU. We're talking about getting ourselves better. But ultimately, if you're going to have a better shot to win a ball game against a great team like TCU, you're more concerned with yourself anyway, especially early on. You gotta be great at what you do before you worry about what they're doing. So he's working to be better and better each day on just what he needs to do within this offense.
So Garbers is working with in the developmental.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. He is getting a lot of reps.
Is he are you assuming he's your quarterback for the next few years?
I would never talk about that right now. I mean, because things change, things happen. I wouldn't talk about that at any position on the field. No different than last year. I didn't assume Pat Laird was the running back. It's going to be competition as good a year as he had. Now, he came back and was, but no different than any other position. It's a battle all the time. All right. Thank you.